Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post, publisher of more than 1,000 comic books and expert at Warner Brothers Discovery. I've done more than 80 videos on Warner Brothers Discovery in just the last couple of months, talking about everything going on with the company, everything going on with DC Studios. And today we're talking about how Patty Jenkins, the vision of loneliness in the middle of your screen, actually quit Wonder Woman. It wasn't that she was fired off of Wonder Woman. And yesterday we did a video talking about it, and I thought she was fired because that's how all the media was presenting it. But in reality, I want it to be accurate. We're going to get into this story. It's pretty interesting. She was basically unwilling to make any changes in what the new studio heads wanted to see. So as a result, Wonder Woman 3 was canceled. And if it is going to happen, it's going to happen with another writer. But kind of hard to believe she did that. But let's get into this article. Before we do, please be sure you're subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up. You guys have been great. The channel's growing. You almost hit 4,000 subs. Really happy to see that. Wonder Woman 3, ex-director fought with studio in a very petty way. Okay, so this is a report. I don't know who put this report out, but let's check it out. The direct has been pretty great. Patty Jenkins, the director for the recently canceled Wonder Woman 3, really didn't get along with Warner Brothers when it came time for them to offer their notes on her treatment for the DCU project. Notes is written feedback that you get when you submit a treatment for a script, and then the studio tells you, or the producer tells you, hey, look, we need these changes. Why don't you think of this different? Why don't you think of that different? I'm sure it's really annoying. It's never happened to me, but they're the ones paying the bills. You got to listen to them. She was set to make Patty Jenkins $12 million for this script treatment when it was a final screenplay. And Gal Gadot was set to make $20 million for Wonder Woman 3. Recently, despite Gal Gadot having teased her third film a day before the announcement, Wonder Woman 3 was scrapped by Warner Brothers. Needless to say, this shocked many. In response to the news breaking across the web, DCU co-lead James Gunn commented that some of the report is true, some of it's half true, and some of it's not true at all. He also said some of it hasn't been decided yet, essentially. So even James Gunn doesn't know what's going to happen exactly yet because he's got to finish his plan. He's got to submit it for approval. They'll see what direction they're going in. And then if they made certain choices about talent, whether it's writing talent, producing talent, or anyone else involved in the creative, the talent has to accept whatever the offers are going to be also. So it's going to be up in the air for a little while. Now, some more important information about how the decision came to be has been revealed, and it doesn't paint Jenkins in the best light. I'm not going to say I told you so or anything like that. I will say I mentioned Patty Jenkins numerous times in here, seeming like she was acting, out of sorts and unprofessionally. If you check out this video, you'll see I was saying I think she's the one that's leaking all of these rumors about changes because it has the feeling of she was just taken off the script. She just left Wonder Woman 3, and all of a sudden all these rumors come out. The kinds of rumors that happen when you sit down with the boss and the boss takes you into their trust and starts telling you about things that are going on to get you to kind of collaborate and cooperate and be part of the team. So you give you some inside info. Well, the inside info is now all over the place. Warner Brothers and Patty Jenkins get petty. In a new report from The Wrap, Patty Jenkins and Warner Brothers did not agree at all on the direction of Wonder Woman 3, with the director going as far as to send a petty passive-aggressive email. According to the outlet, Warner Brothers executives Mike DeLuca and Pam Abity reached out to Patty Jenkins, the director of the late Wonder Woman 3, and told her that they didn't think that the third film's script was the right direction for the franchise. They then asked her if she'd consider pitching something else for the IP in another direction. So they gave her another chance. It's not a full screenplay even. And she's made a lot of money off Wonder Woman already. She's made a lot of money with DC. And they know that they need to feel really confident about everything they're doing at DC Studios. It's not that much to ask to say, listen, let me give you a couple of ideas. What are you looking for? Again, a couple of ideas. You're talking about maybe even a few paragraphs just to create some interest. And then from that standpoint, they can continue to work further. The Wrap source revealed that Jenkins refused and told the two that they, quote, were wrong, that they didn't understand her, they didn't understand the character, didn't understand character arcs, and didn't understand what Jenkins was trying to do. Well, I will say, I haven't seen the treatment for Wonder Woman 3, but I do not know what Patty Jenkins was trying to do in Wonder Woman 2, Wonder Woman 84. That didn't make a lot of sense to me. The director even sent an email to the executives that are included a link to the Wikipedia article about character arc. Oh my God. Okay, so she's fired. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, she'd be quite fired by now. You do not do that sort of thing with decision makers. You just don't. You can't build a universe with interrelated characters and collaborate with people that have an attitude like that. Patty, who do you think you are? What did you write that was so amazing that people loved? It certainly wasn't Wonder Woman 84. Warner Brothers then made it clear that if she ever wanted to pitch something different, they'd listen. As expected, Jenkins stood firm to her vision, letting the studio know that if they weren't going to take her treatment, she'd just move on to her next film. Well, it's not going to be Rogue Squadron for Disney, right? That Star Wars movie, because that one's not happening either. The report also revealed how Jenkins didn't want to hear anything that Peter Safran, the new co-lead of DCU at Warner Brothers, had to say. However, he actually had nothing to do with the choice of not moving forward with that particular version of Wonder Woman 3. The Wraps insider elaborated on how the filmmaker doesn't want to hear anything the newly installed DCU lead has to say. Quote, she just doesn't want to allow them to have a seat at the table to have an opinion on something new that she might come up with. According to the outlet, neither Jenkins' representatives nor Warner Brothers offered comments on the situation. And as I would say, like, look, I'd say, I'd fire this person, fire that person. You have to be, political, and you have to be patient with everybody you're working with. Your reputation is extremely important. Always keep your promises and never be known as that guy. But that said, this is outrageous behavior. When it comes to anything in the DC studios, not any of those things are their own separate thing. All of the work impacts all of the characters, impacts all of the projects. It's not like Patty Jenkins thought up Wonder Woman and it was her creation. She's just being brought aboard to give us a story we can use for our universe of characters. She's not the creator. She's really far out of line if any of this is true, and it reads as true. Jenkins left Wonder Woman. She quit. She wasn't fired. It would seem that Patty Jenkins really isn't having a good time with all these regime changes at Warner Brothers. The volatile and shifting landscape is understandably frustrating, but it still feels unexpected for Jenkins to walk away from the character entirely. This choice probably hits harder for her as well, as she dropped out of Paramount's Cleopatra to focus on Rogue Squadron and Wonder Woman 3, both of which have been canned. It's not them, Patty, it's you. With those 3 projects out of the way, her next one is completely unknown. I thought she was working on a spy thriller with Gal Gadot somewhere. If you know about that, put it in the comments below. Having such high-profile movies being abandoned not too long after each other probably doesn't look too great for the director. Her reputation is not going to be so good. As for Wonder Woman herself, Gal Gadot's future in the DCU is also unknown. Her recent tweets suggest she's more than up for more appearances, but it'll be up to James Gunn and Peter Safran to decide what they'll do with the character. I'll bet you even this weekend, Safran, Gunn are talking to a couple of incredible screenwriters who are looking for ideas for Wonder Woman scripts, because they're not going to let... Gal Gadot is fantastic. She's a great Wonder Woman, great for the DCU. They're not going to so easily recast her. Gal Gadot's next outing as Wonder Woman is unknown, but she will supposedly be making a cameo in Shazam! Fury of the Gods, which debuts in theaters worldwide on March 17th, 2023. The Flash would be another likely place that she would appear when it comes out on June 23rd. Now, will DC recast Wonder Woman? Are they going to replace Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman? There's a new report on this. I do like the direct. They do have some pretty good content. I'm not even going to read this article, to be honest with you, because I don't think there's any chance that they're going to replace her. I think that they're invested in Gal Gadot. People think she's Wonder Woman. She's a fantastic Wonder Woman. What more would you want from a character? It just may take a little while to get everybody comfortable with Patty Jenkins being out of the picture. But with her attitude, Jenkins never belonged in the picture in the first place. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments below. Do you want them to recast Gal Gadot? Do you think they did the right thing by not just doing whatever Patty Jenkins said? Do you think it was appropriate for her to send a link to a Wikipedia article showing character arc to studio executives? That was an interesting choice. But of course, I always appreciate your comments. Also, let me know if you don't agree with me or if you know something I don't know. Let's hear it. All right, please be sure you're subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.